gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Please be seated. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones. And please join me in a round of applause one more time for the Meadow School Band under the direction of Jenny Tolan. The band is now excused. Before we get rolling here, I would like to just take a second to thank a couple of people. First and foremost, Brett Peterson for making sure that the campus looks as beautiful as it does today. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Also, the entire team that put on this event, my assistant, Marlene Casanello, along with the advancement office, but more than anyone this year, because it's her last time putting this together, I would like to thank profoundly Ms. Susie Harrison. Please join me in thanking Susie. She's retiring after this year. I asked her to come back next year and plan graduation, but she declined. I would also like to take a second to recognize the Meadow School Board of Trustees. Thank you for being here. And finally, before we get going, I'd like to welcome a handful of people. The Meadow School as a project, when it was launched in 1984, was always imagined as a place for families. Indeed, it was launched by families, it was founded by families, it was supported and has always been supported by families. And what has become a tradition for us is recognizing the alumni siblings who come back each and every year to watch their brothers and sisters graduate. So if you would please stand and be recognized as I call out your name, I would appreciate it. First off is Claire Adamson's brother Gabe from the class of 2017. Lars Carlson's brother Thane from the class of 2016. Cheshire Cook's brother Ian from the class of 2019. Isaac Cordell's sister, Sierra Cross, from the class of 2014. Mick Corrigan's sister, Alexi Rose, from the class of 2018. Kosi Iziana Lue's brother Obina and Edozi from the classes of 2020 and 2018, respectively. Aidan Holbrook's brother Ian from the class of 2013. Chelsea Joe's sister Lene from the class of 2020. Ari Jones' sister Alexis from the class of 2019. Rais Camboge's sister Sana from the class of 2017. Sarah Layla's sister Jessica from the class of 2017. Kiara Lorico Rapa's sister Sylvia from the class of 2018, and brother Marco from 2012. Jake Meng's brother David from the class of 2017. Adam Meddy's brother Sam from the class of 2019. Nicholas Pereira's brother Daniel from the class of 2018. Michael Ramenofsky's sister Sydney from the class of 2019. Nana Sarfo's brother Kobe and sister Akosia from the classes of 2019 and 2016, respectively. Avery Thomas's sister Asia from the class of 2016. Lauren Tsuchiyama's brother Christopher from the class of 2019. And finally, Lexi Yeager's brother Jay from the class of 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, members of the Board of Trustees, and members of the class of 2021, welcome to the 31st graduation ceremony of the Meadows School. In the early days of the pandemic, when there was so much uncertainty regarding how the virus was passed, uncertainty about how safe it was to leave our homes, and a great deal of uncertainty about whether or not we were even going to have a school year, a piece of poetry kept running through my head. Or more accurately, it was part of a soliloquy in Shakespeare's Macbeth. As each day in quarantine seemed like the day before, I kept thinking, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player, that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, filled with sound and fury, signifying nothing. It's pretty dark. And it was a pretty dark time. And in retrospect, the fact that this speech was running through my head probably says more about my mental state than in the state of the world. After all, the speech is Macbeth's. It occurs right after Lady Macbeth has killed herself and just before Macduff's forces storm the castle, ultimately leading to Macbeth's own demise. In this speech, though, Macbeth is staring into the abyss his life has become. He is bemoaning the ultimate pointlessness of his life, the futility of striving in the face of our ultimate demise. And when I look around at the world as it has existed for the past year and a half, I tend to wonder at times if Macbeth was right. After all, the world doesn't seem to care about whether we live or die. Our existence can seem brief, our lives meaningless, filled with sound and fury, signifying nothing in the face of a global catastrophe. And by this estimation, life would indeed be a dismal thing. And I would put to you, members of the class of 21, that if Macbeth is right, the pandemic has taught you a valuable lesson. We've heard time and again about the difficulty faced by students around the world throughout this year, and I don't doubt the difficulty. And I'm not going to downplay it. But occasionally, I've heard the experience of children in and out of in-person schools this year described as unfair. I would posit, however, that there is no such thing as fairness in a global pandemic. We're all affected to greater or lesser degrees. My point here is not to depress you, to convince you of the meaninglessness of existence. That's not why I'm here, and that's not my point. My point is to remind you, class of 21, that you have withstood the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, to quote another Shakespeare play, and made it here, now, to this ceremony. You've learned the fact that the world doesn't operate on human notions of fairness. The world doesn't tilt on our sense of what we think we deserve. The world exists as a perverse palimpsest upon which we write the narratives of our own lives. And that's the lesson this year, that regardless of what has happened, this group of young people has narrated the story of their own lives, and they have prevailed. They have triumphed, and that, graduates, that triumph in a world that refuses to make life easy for you will serve you for the rest of your lives. If you will only pause for a moment in the face of adversity long enough to plan your strategy for overcoming, just as you already have. You will soldier on in the face of any adversity, and knowing the world will not change for you, you will change the world. After all, you've triumphed thus far through the biggest medical crisis the world has seen in a century. Let me give you just a handful of these triumphs. For the class of 2021, there are 52 students. 100% of these young people have been accepted to a four-year college. They have earned over $8.3 million in renewable scholarships. They include 2 National Merit Scholarship winners, 4 National Merit Scholarship finalists, an African-American scholar, a Presidential Scholar winner. They have an average SAT score of 1378 and an average ACT score of 30 and above. Their advanced placement recognition for the fall of 2020 is 3 National AP Scholars, 14 AP Scholars with distinction, 7 AP Scholars with honors, and 11 AP Scholars. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a group that has accomplished much and who I'm confident will accomplish much, much more, the class of 2021. Now, I want to note that some of these graduates have been at the Meadows School for quite some time. These students embody the fact that the Meadows School was founded as a place for students to come to learn for 13 years and more. So graduates, please stand as I call your name, and please remain standing. First of all, the lifers who started with us in kindergarten and have therefore been here for 13 years learning in the shade of Scholar Lane. Claire Adamson. Lars Carlson. Devin Howard. Michelle Luh. And Cambry Takakuma. Please remain standing. Now I'd like to recognize the super lifers, those who have been here, started with us in beginning school, and therefore have been here for 14 years or more. First, Blake Collier. Mick Corrigan. Amelia Heimerman. Lindsay Hofflander. Sarah Layla. Jake Meng. Nicholas Pereira. Michael Ramenofsky. Nebby Samuel. Avery Thomas. Lauren Tsuchiyama. And Lexi Yeager. Please be seated. All right. Now to get going here, it's my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2021, Michelle Luh. I'm going to say more. I need to say more about her. I'd like to begin by providing you with a handful of comments from Michelle's teachers over the 13 years that she's been a student at the Meadows. And you'll notice a theme, which is that Michelle is both interesting and interested. She's an excellent student and much more. First, Ms. Deblina, middle school history teacher, said that, quote, Michelle is an amazing young person. She is and has remained positive, kind, and hardworking, even in the midst of difficult circumstances. Despite all of her strengths, there remains an untapped potential in Michelle. She gives others hope for the future, and that is a gift. Next, Mr. Kanchar, who both worked with Michelle in the orchestra pit and taught her in AP music theory, said, I was impressed not only with her scholarship and intelligence, but with her personal growth. As she became more comfortable in class, she would simply remove her filter and spout off with a biting, lightning-quick zinger. This would, for a moment, leave the room in utter silence. Then we'd all erupt in laughter. It was wonderful. She might have been taking jabs at her classmates or at me, but it was always congenial, always intelligent, and always out of left field. Mr. Sano Pietro said, quote, I was lucky enough to teach Michelle in 2 classes this year, so I was able to personally see Michelle go from writing a meticulously researched analysis on how global warming affects cherry blossoms in one class to elegantly deriving special relativistic formulas in another class. Michelle is consistently outstanding in every dimension of intellectual activity. In an email exchange with Dr. Garvey, Latin teacher, he indicated to me that it wasn't until her 8th grade year that he had the privilege to teach Michelle personally. He said, her cleverness, creativity, and affability all immediately shone through. but it is Michelle's tireless dedication to the JCL that Dr. Garvey will always remember. Now thriving more than ever, the Nevada State JCL organization, he said, might not even exist today if Michelle and her comrade in arms, Rais Kambosh, had not poured their heart, soul, sweat, and tears into keeping it alive during a time of crisis. This is the theme I'm talking about. Michelle is a great example of the kind of student the Meadows School strives to inspire. She's thoughtful, intelligent, has esoteric tastes and interests she's not afraid to pursue. And by all accounts, she's thrived in a rigorous educational environment, earning 5s on 8 AP exams. She's a member of the Cum Laude Society, National Honor Society, National Latin Honor Society, and National Greek Honor Society. She's recipient of Student of the Year honors in 2020, and she won a National Merit Scholarship, to name just a few honors. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 21, Michelle Luh.
Thank you, Mr. Gregersen. Today, I have the honor of speaking to you as valedictorian of the class of 2021. On behalf of the graduating class, I would like to begin by thanking those who have helped us get to where we are today. First, I would like to thank our parents. Your love and support has enabled us graduates to walk across this stage today with our many accolades, and you constantly inspire us to reach greater heights. Next, I would like to thank the staff and faculty of the Meadows School. We would have been lost without your never-ending belief in our potential and dedication to us students. I would especially like to commend the efforts that the school has put into making this year as normal for us seniors as it could be. We are extremely lucky to have much of this school year in person, as many schools across the country have been unable to have that privilege. Once again, thank you. Having experienced the transitions from lower to middle and middle to upper school, I remember the excitement for finally moving on to a new environment and gaining more independence and freedom at each new step. We always had something to look forward to as we became older, such as the new freedom of 6th graders who didn't have to line up in music row order and walk in silent lines through the halls anymore, or the fun trips to Washington, D.C. and colleges that we would get to go on as sophomores and juniors in high school. And senior year might have been the moment that we were the most excited for, a culmination of all the years spent here at the Meadows, some more than others, the last time that we would partake in beloved traditions like the 2nd grade bake sale and dances like homecoming and prom, and the last year that we would get to spend together before we headed to college. Like most, if not all, of the class of 2021, I had hopes of what senior year would be like that did not match the reality of what happened this year. We went into senior year already having preconceived notions of how we wanted to spend it. Expectations for what we would achieve. Expectations for the final installment of certain traditions. Expectations of things following the course that they had for the last however many years that we had watched past iterations of seniors graduate. Suffice to say, I don't think anyone expected our senior year to go as it did. We blame the pandemic for altering our senior year, but I personally believe that our disappointment was actually caused by our own expectations. When you expect certain things to happen in the world around you, oftentimes you are setting yourself up for disappointment, since reality will almost never live up to your predictions. Senior year is not the only time that we have held expectations of what would happen, only for them to not come to fruition. Some of you might remember getting rained out of our highly anticipated 4th grade field trip to the Valley of Fire, or still having to help roll back benches from all school assemblies as sophomores, even though this is a job traditionally reserved for freshmen. There are probably also many times you have been disappointed on a personal level. Maybe you didn't quite get the grade that you wanted in a class, or you didn't get the role that you thought you were perfect for in a school production, or you lost a game or match that you knew you had the potential to win. Oftentimes, we become so stuck in our disappointment that we don't allow ourselves to appreciate the present. Over the pandemic, when many of us were unsure what the future would hold, we were actually able to face the situation more open-mindedly. With technology connecting us, I, for one, was able to spend more time talking to friends, and even began speaking to some classmates that I hadn't really talked to that much for the past 3 years, who have since become some of my closest friends. Perhaps many of you were able to discover new passions during quarantine that you might not have had the chance to find before, such as discovering your taste for baking way too many pastries for your family, or staying fit at home by following a myriad of YouTube workout videos, probably in response to eating too many of the aforementioned baked goods. Many of us were also able to spend more time with our loved ones before we leave in a few months for college. Or maybe some of you appreciated the extra minutes of sleep in the morning whenever you had online or hybrid classes. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong during our senior year, I encourage you to choose to appreciate what these struggles have taught you and recognize how you have overcome them. Sometimes what might seem like a setback encourages you to become better and stronger. One of the primary strengths of the class of 2021 was our ability to adapt to ever-changing circumstances. Faced with the trials of this year, the cancellation of many school traditions that we had anticipated, an entirely different method of learning, and record low college acceptance rates, we should all be proud of what the class of 2021 has accomplished and will continue to do. As Albert Einstein once wrote in an essay when he was around the same age as all of us graduates, quote, "A happy man is too satisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future," end quote. We can never predict what tomorrow will look like and cannot know what the future may bring. We cannot control the world, but we cannot let our dissatisfaction when things don't go as expected affect our enjoyment of the present. Many of us are hopeful that these difficult times will end soon, but even when they do, there will always be other points in our lives that don't live up to our expectations. However, this disappointment cannot batter us down. Our frustrations cannot control our lives. We must always keep moving forward. Just as we have learned how to persevere through this unconventional year, I know that we will continue to bravely face whatever challenges the future throws at us. Congratulations, class of 2021.
It's now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker today. Justin Blau, AKA Blau, spelled with a 3 instead of a B, is a rarity in the music industry. A successful recording artist, DJ, and producer whose main goal is not fame but helping others. Raised in New York and Las Vegas by parents who emphasize the importance of charitable work, Blau left college at WashU in St. Louis, where he studied finance and the promise of a career in business to pursue his dream of making music. He went on to release a string of well-received original tracks, including How You Love Me, Is It Love, On My Mind, Tokyo, and most recently, Everything, which reached number 5 on dance radio. Along with remixes for Rihanna, Katy Perry, Shawn Mendes, and Ariana Grande, all of which have racked up millions of streams, Blau has collaborated with world-famous gamer Ninja and HYO of Girls' Generation. Blau was an early crypto adopter who consistently pushes the limits of what is acceptable in the mainstream. Cointelegraph recently named him in the top 100 most notable people in blockchain for 2021. Blau dove headfirst into the world of NFTs last year, adding audiovisual artists to his list of roles. He is one of the top 5 highest earning artists in the space and has broken several records with his solo NFT drops. Blau has been an open advocate for tokenizing music and building the investable layer of music and blockchain technology. Unwilling to take and not give back, Blau has used his business savvy to parlay his success into doing good. In 2016, Blau launched Bloom Records, an independent label with a groundbreaking model that harnesses the power of streaming to raise money for charitable causes, with over $450,000 donated so far. Outside of the studio, Blau has also built his reputation as a must-see live performer, appearing at such major festivals as EDC Vegas, Korea, and Orlando, Ultra, Electric Zoo, and Lollapalooza, and Life is Beautiful, and he tours extensively internationally. Blau has also been featured in such news media organizations including Billboard, Forbes, MSN, NBC News, New York Times, Rolling Stone, Vice, and the Wall Street Journal, among others. Now, this is Justin Blau's official bio. But what it doesn't tell you is that Justin is a graduate of the Meadows School in the class of 2009. It doesn't tell you that he is a former student of mine, and a very good one at that. It doesn't tell you that he used to drive me crazy by attempting to quote Foucault, thanks debate program. It doesn't tell you that he is an all-around great guy and somebody who we're lucky to have with us today. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Justin Blau.
There are so many people out here today that I have to thank. So I just first wanted to thank the entire Meadows community for supporting me over the years, and thank you for supporting these future graduates as well. It's really amazing to have an incredible group of people back home that are cheering you on no matter what you're pursuing, no matter what you're doing. And I'm very lucky to have leaned on some of my teachers and professors here throughout the years. And I guess it's been 12 years now since I was sitting in those chairs waiting to graduate. I think for me, I thought about a lot of things that I wanted to say today to the next graduating class. And we've spoken so much about what happened during COVID, the difficulties that we faced. And I would say in my lifetime, those difficulties happen in unpredictable ways. What the Meadows did for me is it prepared me for the world to come in ways that I didn't even know until all of these crazy things happened throughout my life. The things you learn in AB Calc and history, in all these classes that in the moment, you say to yourself, am I gonna really need to know this when I get to the real world? Trust me, you will. You just won't know when it's gonna happen. I would say my story started here at Meadows, and I went to Washington University in St. Louis for 3 years. Having left to pursue my career in music, I'm probably one of the few Meadows graduates who made that decision, but I will say it was endorsed and embraced by my parents and my economics professor, Glenn McDonald, at the time, who somehow convinced my parents to let me take a leave of absence from Washington University. Hopefully in the future I can get an honorary degree. We're still working on that. Ultimately though, in leaving university, I would say that those 3 years that I spent there formed everything that was to come. It gave me the experience, the friends, the network, the team that I needed to help me achieve my dreams. And so I wanted to talk today to all the new graduates about the importance of one lesson that I've learned. No matter that you're graduating today, no matter where you go to school, I still feel we are always students. I'm always learning from everyone around me, everyone I meet on my travels as both a DJ and through the cryptocurrency space, which is a quite complex land of insanity. I spent some time in Korea, I spent some time in Jakarta, meeting all kinds of people and learning all kinds of things. And I think that all Meadows students probably share this one thing in common. We have an enormous sense of curiosity and willingness to learn. I hope that you all take that into the future, no matter what you choose to do, no matter how you choose to be remembered, and maintain that curiosity throughout your life, because I think that is a Meadows student's best #1 asset. I didn't really prepare today a script or anything like that. I wanted to speak to you as a friend and as a colleague, but I did prepare a couple of things that I've learned along my journey that I wanted to convey to the next graduating class, things that I felt really helped me overcome challenges in my life and through my story. So as you wait a moment while I unlock my phone to pull up my notes, I will share some of these things with you. The relationships that all of you have made here will last a lifetime. It's now been 12 years since I've been sitting in those chairs, but I still keep in touch with so many of my friends from back in the day. I reach out to them for advice. I look to them for help in whatever I'm working on in the moment. And building a community and a sense of network is one of the most powerful pieces of any form of education, of any league of academia. I would say that in university, you're going to meet more friends, more people with diverse backgrounds, with different interests. And all of those people are people you can learn from. In fact, I would say on a daily basis, I've been speaking to one of my college friends who I'm starting a company with 11 years later after we had first met. It's pretty amazing how people with aligned interests and people who are willing to work hard, and I'm sure you all worked very hard over the past 4 years, they really do come together to achieve amazing things. So the importance of a team is something that I've learned over time, being willing to trust your journey in the hands of others and working with those people to achieve your dreams and goals. Another thing that I've learned over the years is the importance of listening. A lot of us get really excited about what we have to share, our political beliefs. I'm sure at the dinner table, a lot of you have had these conversations. Ultimately, listening is the most powerful skill, and knowing when to listen is something that I feel has helped me throughout my career achieve everything that I've wanted to achieve. I also think an important lesson that I've learned over the years, and something that the Meadows has done such a good job of teaching all of its students, is to keep an open mind. There are many times that there isn't a right answer, and achieving the right answer, finding that right answer, takes time, sometimes struggle, and difficulty. So keeping that open mind ultimately gets you to a point where it's easiest to solve a problem. I would also say that stories are extremely powerful. And this kind of goes back to this idea of teamwork, right? Listening and telling stories to those around you, listening to their stories ultimately informs your path that you'll take on the future. And remembering those stories will come back to you at later points in your life and help you make really difficult decisions that otherwise would probably take a really long time. So the more you listen, the easier it is for you to be decisive. I would say that I'm sure as you all graduate now, you feel like you might be getting a little bit of a break, right, before you get to college, before you go beyond college and go to achieve your dreams. But it only gets harder, I'll tell you that much. But I will say that the Meadows prepared me in ways that I could not imagine it would have. And I'm thankful to all the professors and teachers who are sitting over there for guiding me. I see many of you, and if I were to name all the names, it would take too long to thank. But thank you all teachers, for bringing this next generation of leaders up through the ranks and into the next stage of their lives. So finally, I would like to pose a question to all of you, new students. How do you want to be remembered? I think that's a question you're going to ask yourselves a lot over the next decade, over the next many decades. And you have a support system and people around you to help you find the answer to that question. You don't have to know today, but if you work as hard as possible towards figuring out the answer to that question, how do you want to be remembered? I guarantee that you'll achieve success. And then you'll figure out that you want to find out another way to be remembered in the future. There's always the next goal. There's always the next thing. So finally, I would say, don't be afraid to take the path less traveled, because you have incredible people and supporters and friends surrounding you here today, and you'll meet many other supporters and friends in the next chapter of your life. When you do reach your goals and dreams, you will come up with new ones. So how do you want to be remembered, class of 2021? I'm excited to find out. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Good morning, faculty, staff, honored guests, and most importantly, the class of 2021. The role of student body president carries an important responsibility to all the students of the Meadows School. This year's student body president has been part of a student council since he was in middle school. He has worked tirelessly to represent the students of the Meadows School and has always advocated for each student. Michael's efforts would ensure that all activities ran smoothly. He would do whatever was asked and would always be willing to fill in when needed, even if it wasn't his responsibility. I vividly recall meeting Michael the summer before his sophomore year. Michael, along with other members of student council, met on a hot summer day to paint their parking spaces. He worked meticulously, and his attention to detail was impressive. I knew that he was going to be a strong leader for the students of the Meadows School. Michael's positivity was always at the forefront, even when he faced disappointment. He would take it in stride and would use the experience to make him stronger. Mr. Kempfer stated that Michael showed leadership in and out of the classroom and would always have valuable opinions that would help drive conversations. Michael's actions were always characterized by his kindness. Fellow student council member Lauren Epstein said that Michael embodies the spirit of TMS. He is truly the kindest person, and she was lucky to have him as a friend. Mr. Santopietro also said that Michael is kind. It was a pleasure to teach such a smart and mature young man. Mr. Rosenfeld stated that above all, Michael cares deeply about the present and the future of the Meadows School. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Ramenofsky, Student Body President.
All right. Well, it's graduation, isn't it? All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Ronquillo. The only thing better than completing high school is the chance to convey the entire Meadows experience to a captive audience through a lengthy speech comprised of highly personal anecdotes, a chance which I now plan to take full advantage of. Before I begin my prepared remarks, I want to thank you all for making it here on this very early morning to celebrate the Meadows graduating class of 2021. Yeah, please, please. I won't lie, I was a little bit worried we wouldn't all make it, considering I don't remember the last time we all showed up to school, let alone on time. I get it though. Especially this year, senior edits hit us all a little hard. It was particularly bad for a few of us. Blake and Jake. I've known about this speech for about a year, and just like any diligent Meadows student with an assignment due, weeks ago, I sat down at my desk, took out my computer, opened Google, and typed, "good graduation speeches." Suddenly, I'm looking at a ton of valedictorian speeches, realizing I now have a plethora of ideas for Michelle and absolutely none for myself. That was a moment I knew I needed to go back in time. Now that we've established that I wrote this speech months ago, I would like to share a story that occurred on Monday. The morning started with the traditional senior assembly, the YMCA dance, and the Blue Line ceremony. This was then followed by a particularly interesting conversation with my kindergartner. For some context, we had this same conversation 3 different times. And I won't mention his name for the sake of anonymity, but Chester asked me how old I was. Which of course I responded, "Well, Chester, I'm 18 years old." Chester goes, "Well," he goes, "Oh, my mom is 20. And I'm like, there's absolutely no way. So I go, "Chester, do you mean 28? Chester goes, no, I mean 20. And I'm like, "What?" Anyway, I see you all did the math. Naturally, I told everybody I possibly could because I found it hilarious. But I think I found it scary more than anything else, because I had a realization that I'm closer in age to more of the kindergarten parents than I am to the kindergartners themselves. After that very assembly, I had the opportunity to go back and visit almost all of my past teachers, starting with lower school and working my way up to high school. In between visiting, my friends and I made a pit stop on the playground. Suddenly, I found myself entrenched in a game of kickball with current 2nd and 3rd graders, along with Blake, Cozy, Jacera, Lars, and Jake. I think we all realized as we competed to see who could send a ball over the fence, just how much of our early childhood was spent on that playground. The memories of kickball tournaments, field day, tag, broken arm number 1, flag football, wall ball, basketball, broken arm number 2, tetherball, and foursquare all came back to me. I was talking with 2nd and 3rd graders about the similarities between our experiences at the Meadows School, even though they hadn't even been born when I was experiencing them. I then visited every single one of my primary 6 lower school teachers, all of which are here with us today. Even though we may have only had to worry about what now seems minor, like time tests, reading our books, staying in music row order, opening a milk carton the right way, or sneezing the correct way in front of Mr. Bissell, getting the Good Citizen Award, and of course, trying to take a deep enough breath to say, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. I am glad to hear that some things have changed in the lower school. The entire first third of our lives took place in the buildings just down there. It was where we had our first memories, and more importantly, where we made our first friends, including several for life. I still remember my introduction to public speaking with Miss Washburn, the arrival of the bear that can still be found in the library with Miss Friedman, and the invention of my personal favorite foursquare move, McAirballs. Next, I found myself walking up the stairs to the middle school, greeted by Mr. Siegel when he caught me looking down with his signature move for the first time in over 4 years. Shockingly, there is still nothing on my tie. Middle school is where several of us found a love for visual and performing arts, tried new sports, or watched our first foreign and silent films while Mr. Cherry threw out anyone daring enough to fall asleep in his film history class. Middle school was the first time for us to explore our interests in a more independent environment than lower school. 8th grade, also broken arm number 3, was the first time I think most of us realized that our time together was not going to last forever. While some of our friends chose to go elsewhere for high school, none of us could have anticipated the amazing people that could be joining us our freshman year. While our first 3 years were filled with memories from the freshman fun week festivities and Raíz's unexpected boxing match with a boat, to our college trips in Boston and California, the truth is there are too many memories to talk about in just a few minutes. And I want to focus this time on senior year, because I believe this year best encapsulates our time at the Meadows School. I'd like to start by sharing a conversation I had with Mr. DeVito after my visit to the middle school. He said we were the first class in his memory to have such a large number of students choose to stay after the senior assembly to visit all of the teachers who were part of our Meadows experience. What I didn't have the heart to tell him at the time is that most of us were probably just turning in assignments. More seriously, though, we talked about how even though the pandemic forced our classes to be physically apart for much of the year, we built a unique bond because we had to deal with things that no other class before us could understand. As much as I wanted to avoid talking about the pandemic, I need to acknowledge the time we are living in and how this class overcame adversity to ensure the continuity of our groups and traditions at this school. Throughout this year, we used thermal technology to take temperatures more efficiently than most of our parents were used to when they were kids. We became experts in spitting in a tube, and several of us even had to travel across the country to have the privilege of paying the College Board to let us take a 4-hour exam. The performing arts came to us through recordings. Club leaders rallied together to still provide a sense of normalcy through Zoom. Athletes trained tirelessly, not knowing if they were going to get to compete, and when restrictions were lifted, they brought home championships. We persevered not only over the loss of attaining personal triumphs and separation from one another, but we have grieved the continued injustices in our country, the loss of teachers, loved ones, and family at our time at the Meadows. This ending is far from ideal. We each have lost something. Nevertheless, we are here today celebrating the past 15 years of hard work and dedication with our teachers that do more than just teach. They informed, challenged, and transformed academia for us. When we entered their classrooms, we knew we were entering into a partnership of learning that opened the doors to vistas of knowledge and appreciation of lifelong learning. Our Board of Trustees, Mr. Gregersen, and administration have worked tirelessly with faculty and staff to keep our school open and provide an experience most were not lucky enough to receive. So on behalf of the class of 21, I do want to thank the entire Meadows family. Parents, family, and friends, here and at home, we would not have made it without you. And Mom, don't worry, I know texts are fine, a phone call is better, but FaceTime is best. Also, of course, I love you. And finally, class of 21, even though we will all be scattered across the country next year, unless, of course, you're going to the University of San Diego, I know that we will continue to persevere and overcome obstacles of life head on. I personally want to thank you so much for everything you have done for me, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds. I love you guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Michael. And now for our next introduction. The role of senior class president is to help seniors create fond memories, and although this was her first year in student council, this year's senior class president did just that. She put in countless hours in the summer making sure that seniors would have as special a year as possible given with the given situation. She, along with other members of the student council, dedicated a lot of time during the summer to make sure that they had a senior lounge. Her determination and drive were instrumental in planning senior events, which included senior sunrise, senior sunset, and prom. Her hard work and creativity helped seniors create many wonderful memories. She had clear determination to ensure that students had a memorable prom, and from the smiles on the faces throughout our enchanting evening here on the mall, it was evident she was a success. She participates in many extra and co-curricular activities on campus, and Devon was instrumental in working with students from the Black Student Alliance in planning wonderful activities to celebrate Black History Month. Mr. Kempfer describes Devon as inspiring, especially during roundtable discussion, where she had stimulating analysis of topics discussed, all while listening, accepting, and appreciating the opinions of others. Her debate coach said that she is lively in spirit and willingness to engage in discussions with good faith. Her presence is a welcome addition to the classroom because she provides unique perspectives, questions the assumptions that we all take for granted, and asks her classmates and teacher to raise their level of inquiry. Devon is a student that is willing to admit mistakes, move on, and work harder the next time around. Her honesty is refreshing and a testament to her character. Ladies and gentlemen, Senior Class President, Ms. Devin Howard.
Sorry guys, I've been crying for like 4 days straight, so. I'd like to start by saying, if you like this speech, then follow me on Twitter. I'm a lot funnier when my parents can't hear what I'm saying. No bunts, 2 outs, back up. Everyone was screaming as the last inning of the high-stakes field day kickball game came to an end. The blacktop radiated the Vegas heat back up to our faces, and everyone held their breath to see who would win the last kickball game we would play as lower schoolers. I wish I could tell you who won that game, but I was distracted by silly bands, treasures from the sandbox, and my third popsicle of the day. While we may not play kickball again anytime soon, the untucked shirts, competitive spirits, and winner-take-all mindsets did not get left on the playground. They got taken into the classroom, where we competed for bookmarks, program roles, and whose carpool number would get called first. As members of the Meadows community, you're all very aware that we continue to compete with each other in high school for colleges, friend groups, and party invites. This competition has forced me and my friends to grow up a lot faster than I think we needed to. My friends and I have spent countless lunch conversations talking about how we felt burned out since 7th grade. But we all kept going because we knew there was an end in sight. We've missed concerts, festivals, parties, and everything else that other high schoolers were experiencing to retake the SAT, go to countless debate tournaments, and participate in summer resume builders. A lot of us did this the first 3 years of high school with the plan to party hard and make it all worth it senior year. And for obvious reasons, that didn't happen. I would be lying if I said I didn't regret this. I should have lived in the moment, and I know a lot of my classmates feel the same way. But we can't go back, and this is the end. So I will say, in our pursuit of excellence, a lot of us lost sight of what life is about. So for a second, I would like to redefine excellence. Webster's dictionary says it is very good of its kind or eminently good. And this is true of the class of 21. We are excellent at being stressed, excellent at applying to way too many schools. Yeah, Claire. And excellent at losing at least one classmate every year to expulsion, my bad, Gorman, and anything else that came along the way. And even though we weathered the storm pretty well, I want more for us. I want excellence to mean eminently good at being happy and being fulfilled and living the life that we want to live. Scott Raymond Segudo Miscuddy once said, "I'm in the pursuit of happiness, and I know that everything that shines ain't always gonna be gold." And this is perfect for the class of 2021. I hope we pursue happiness and whatever life has to offer, and we stay cutthroat enough to recognize crap if it's painted gold. We don't ever get to be in high school again, which I know we're all very grateful for. But don't waste the next few years of your life competing with the people around you and filling others' expectations the way we already have. I don't want any of you to feel that you were not prepared to meet these expectations because the past 4 years have shaped us for the world we're stepping into. More than anything, we've grown because of the people that guided us along the way. There are lessons everywhere on this campus that helped us grow. So we don't forget where we came from, I'd like to emphasize the important skills that we've learned. Ms. Hilson's candy reminds us it's okay to treat yourself every once in a while with something sweet, while Mr. Meddy's fruit obsession reminds us to keep everything in moderation, and his sarcasm means that includes your ego. Thank you, Ralph, for making sure we always kept a smile on our faces and napkins in our hands. I want to thank Mr. Gordon for keeping a healthy grain of pessimism in the back of our head, a healthy grain of pessimism in the back of our heads while we made sure that we believed in ourselves. And I could and have written an entire speech on how Ms. Chabot has helped me grow, but I'll keep it short. Thank you for spreading your love of music and creativity to your students who are infinitely grateful for you. We are all sad to see you go, but I know that you'll find your way wherever you are. And on that note, thank you, Ms. Shockey, for your years of dedication to us and pretending that you didn't know we definitely didn't read Hamlet. Your undying kindness has kept the hallways bubbly and uplifted, and we certainly will never forget you. To Ms. Callie, I speak for everyone on campus when I say thank you for capturing memories as they happen. Without you, we'd all be lost to our focus on the future. Sorry, guys. I can't forget to thank Mr. Bartling for showing us that loving your job, a black turtleneck, and getting outside every once in a while are the true keys to happiness. And to all the coaches, thank you for being our outlet from a stressful school day and showing us discipline and character. I know you have some talented kids coming through these programs, but don't forget about us. We'll be back to visit soon. To all the faculty and staff, on behalf of the class of 2021, thank you for making sure we got here. We couldn't have done it without you. Now comes the time for me to thank our parents for keeping us here and putting us through one of the best schools that there is. I know that none of the thank yous we can give you will amount to all that you've given us, unless it adds up to that exorbitant tuition. But we are all so grateful for your dedication and future. Thank you for the late night project runs, the school supplies, and blazer purchases every year. I'm really sorry I left it in my locker over and over again. Thank you for being our #1 fans. I promise we idolize you in more ways that you know. To the siblings, thank you for watching our parents while we're in college. And thank you for existing. We couldn't have gotten through any of this without someone permanently in our quarter. To my siblings, happy late birthday, Dylan, and Ryan, I'm still mad at you for getting me out in Senior Assassin. Above all else, I hope the class of 2021 has left an impression of happiness and hope on the Meadows community. The students here today will leave a legacy of onions in classrooms, uniform citations, and hammocks behind. I hope we impress upon you that even though high school was full of high highs and very low lows, we've learned, grown, and persevered. Finally, to my classmates, friends, and some of you who I will likely never see again. Good luck on your travels and everything the future holds. We've been through a lot, and this is certainly not the senior year that we hoped for. But nonetheless, I've made some amazing memories all year, from football games in the rain, to online debate tournaments, to every AP government class. This year has been completely unforgettable. I can say with confidence that we are the most stubborn and nihilistic people that I know. But we are so strong and so bold, and I think this will only be to our benefit when we're high-power executives and taking over the world. You all deserve the universe, and I can't wait to see what you do. As I look across your faces, part of me recognizes you all as lower schoolers with big gowns and chubby cheeks and big dreams. And part of me knows that we're young adults ready to embark on the world. Although I know for certain we won't leave behind our childhood ambition, and I doubt we will ever truly grow up. I hope one day we can come back and play another kickball game. But until then, I'll just bask in today's home run. Thank you, and congratulations.
All right, this is the point of no more crying in this ceremony. Devin, catch a breath here. I know you are. Laughter through tears is my favorite emotion, is one of my favorite quotes from a movie. All right, this is what I call the fun part of the ceremony, and the part that they have worked so hard to get here for, and you as parents have as well. My name is Dana Larson. I'm the upper school director. This gentleman didn't introduce himself before, so I will introduce him now. This is Mr. Albert Ronquillo. He's the Dean of Students, also in charge of student government, which is why he introduced our two student body and senior class officers. We are going to announce the seniors as they come up. Mr. Gregersen is going to present their diplomas, and we are going to read a short biography that they wrote themselves of their time here at the Meadows School. Seniors, are you ready for the fun part? They're ready. Parents, are you ready? Michelle Luh. Michelle, a lifer, having been here since kindergarten and this year's valedictorian. She is a recipient of a National Merit Scholarship, the Bausch and Lomb Honorary Science Award, is a National AP Scholar, and was 11th grade Student of the Year. A member of the Cum Laude Society, National Honor Society, and National Latin Honor Society throughout high school, Michelle was the Nevada Junior Classical League State President, STEM Club President, a keyboardist in the pit orchestra for 5 school musicals, and a varsity tennis player. Some of her favorite high school memories involve spending time with her friends on JCL trips and going to boba tea shops with her friends after finals. Michelle plans to continue her passion for STEM next fall as a biomedical engineering major with the intention of following a pre-med track at Yale University.
Michael Carl Ramenofsky. Michael, a proud super lifer, prides himself on his leadership roles, including student body president, president and founder of the Risky Business Club, and chess club president. His favorite memories include playing in the pep band, traveling with the basketball team, and the time he spent in Disneyland with his friends on the junior class trip. Michael will be a lifelong Mustang while he continues his education studying computer science and business at Southern Methodist University as a prestigious Hunt Leadership Scholar.
Devin Michelle Howard. As a lifer, Devin has spent the last 13 years of her life talking the ears off her classmates and teachers, so it is no surprise that she was a Tournament of Champions participant in varsity policy debate ranked top 10 in the country. She is also senior class president and varsity cheerleading co-captain who spent her high school years advocating for racial diversity and inclusion on campus. Some of her favorite memories include debate trips, B-period flex, and In-N-Out Burger after football games. She hopes to become a criminal defense attorney and will study sociology at the University of San Diego. Good job, Devin.
Kalina Ivana Abatturo. A member of National Honor Society and National French Honor Society, Kalina has thrived academically since coming to the Meadows freshman year. Her favorite memories include her small but unforgettable French classes and the school dances. Kalina has been a competitive gymnast for 11 years and is training level 10, while also coaching at her gym and choreographing at Nevada Ballet Theater. Kalina looks forward to exploring her passions, meeting new people, and gaining fresh perspectives at Davidson College, where she will be pursuing a pre-medicine track.
Claire Elizabeth Adamson. Claire is a lifer and member of the National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, National English Honor Society, and a National AP Scholar. Her best memory is sitting in Mr. Santopietro's room trying to understand a difficult AP Physics 1 concept with some of her classmates, while Mr. Santopietro played guitar and sang obscure songs. She thanks Mr. Kempfer for continually inspiring her interests in politics and government. She plans to continue her passion for the social sciences as a comparative politics major at the Elliott School of International Affairs at George Washington University.
Sachin Kumar Bhatnagar. Sachin could not be here with us today, and his diploma will be mailed to him. Sachin will be attending the University of Nevada, Reno.
Calista Lauren Bordador. Calista began her academic journey at the Meadows in 4th grade, and her favorite memory of the Meadows is being part of the yearbook staff and capturing unforgettable memories of school this year. While earning high honors for all 4 years at the upper school, she balanced schoolwork with her leadership roles, such as lead mentor of the Mustang Mentors, president of Key Club, co-president of the Honor Code Committee, and president of the National Spanish Honor Society. Calista would like to thank all of her family, friends, and teachers for always supporting her. And she would especially like to thank her parents for preparing her well and guiding her to a bright future filled with many opportunities. Calista is looking forward to meeting new people and continuing her academic journey at the College of Arts and Sciences at Cornell University.
Lars William Carlson. Lars' diploma will be presented to him by his mother, beginning school director, Sarah Carlson. Lars is a lifer who began his Meadows career in Mrs. Verbon's kindergarten class. His favorite Meadows memory is playing hide and seek with the football team in Elko, Nevada during his freshman year. Lars will miss the hiking club and all of his classes with Mr. Hanley. Lars credits Mr. DeVito for encouraging him to be a free thinker, which he will use throughout life and this fall as he joins the Wolf Pack as a student at the Honors College at the University of Nevada, Reno, where he plans to study anthropology and photojournalism.
Blake Poon Collier. Blake is a member of the National Honor Society, president of the Make-A-Wish Club, captain of the football team, and remained on high honor roll for all 4 years of high school. Blake is a super lifer, and his fondest memories at the Meadows are playing ultimate frisbee with his friends and favorite teacher, Mr. SP, as well as playing the trumpet in the band with Miss Tolan. Blake is excited to kickstart the next chapter of his life at the University of Washington, where he will be studying cinema and media studies.
Jacera Allison Cook. Jacera is an athlete on the varsity basketball and volleyball teams who has always brought a smile in the hallways. Jacera started her career at the Meadows in 1st grade, and her favorite memory of the Meadows is a class trip to Boston during her junior year. Her favorite classroom memories are the discussions in Ms. Chabot's classroom. Jacera is excited to continue her academic career at the University of Oregon and eager to experience things she never was able to in high school. She is hoping to become a sports psychologist or a sports manager in the future.
Isaac Allen Cordell. Isaac, having begun his career at the Meadows in the 3rd grade, attributes much of his success to the friends he's had since lower school, along with the Meadows faculty and his mother for being so supportive of him. As a member of the bowling team since freshman year, Isaac helped his team reach state 2 years in a row. He received the Most Improved Bowler Award while being part of the Nevada All-State Academic Team for maintaining above a 3.75 GPA each year. With a passion for physics and math, Isaac plans to continue his aspirations at the University of Southern California, majoring in electrical and computer engineering at the Viterbi College of Engineering.
Michael Francis Corrigan, Jr. Mick was a member of National Honor Society and National Spanish Honor Society and earned high honors all 4 years of high school. Mick began his career at the Meadows in preschool and is a super lifer. Mick was captain of the 2A Southern Regional Champion football team and led the state of Nevada in total yards this year. He was also the assistant captain on the 2019 16 and under USA Hockey National Championship team. Mick would like to thank his parents, sister, and Macy for always supporting him. Mick will be attending the University of San Diego and majoring in business.
Lucas Sebastian Diaz-Granados. Lucas will have his diploma presented to him by his mother and lower school Spanish teacher, Irina Otley. Lucas is an AP scholar. Moms don't get to get away that fast. Member of the National Spanish Honor Society and senior class vice president. Lucas began at the Meadows his sophomore year, and his favorite memories include the college trip to Southern California and riding the roller coasters with his friends at Disneyland. Lucas looks forward to spending the next 4 years at the University of San Diego, where he will be studying biology on a pre-medical path.
Kosi Isiana Lue. Kosi is the president of the Spanish Culture Club and captain of the basketball team. On the soccer team, he was awarded the Offensive MVP award. He began his career as a Mustang in first grade, and his favorite classroom memory since then is playing soccer with Ricky Tower's squad and ultimate frisbee during clubs period with Mr. SP and the gang. His biggest inspirations are his parents and Mr. Mehdi. Kosi has a passion for psychology and plans to pursue that major at the University of San Diego next year.
Good job, Kosi. Amelia Pauline Heimerman. Amelia, a super lifer at the Meadows School, has graced the stage, the courts, and fields, and the classroom with her determination, compassion, and love of learning. Amelia survives her late mother, Julia, a beloved parent of the Meadows School, who lost an 8-year battle against early onset Alzheimer's. Amelia accredits her mother for her impeccable work ethic and is proud to continue her legacy. Amelia will be pursuing her love of nutrition at Texas Christian University, where she received the prestigious full tuition Chancellor's Scholarship.
Hayden Sean Henninger. Hayden began his Meadows journey in 9th grade. He is a member of the National Honor Society and earned high honors all 4 years of high school. Hayden's favorite memory at the Meadows School is making his grade laugh when he helped give a presentation on a boat that his advisory made. Hayden accredits the King of Math for facilitating his love of computer science, and he plans to study the subject at George Washington University.
Jackson Paul Hins. Jackson's diploma will be presented to him by his parents and Board of Trustees members John McCraw and Dina McGraw. Jackson exhibited positivity and inclusivity in all areas throughout his Meadows career. This award-winning equestrian show jumper excelled in the Meadows community by consistently keeping in touch with his teachers, even when spending the majority of his senior year online. Jackson never let any moment pass by, always trying to make as many memories as he could. His favorite memory of his time at the Meadows School was his college trip to California, where he visited the Griffith Park Observatory and the Pacific Park Boardwalk with all of his friends. Jackson plans to continue his passion for business, real estate, and architecture next year at the University of San Diego.
Lindsay Cecilia Hofflander. Lindsay is a super lifer at the Meadows, and her favorite memory is in Miss Bennett's 4th grade class where they would listen to One Direction at the end of every day. Her academic achievements include earning high honors all 4 years and receiving academic awards in honors physics and honors calculus AB in her junior year. She looks forward to exploring Providence as she plans to study cognitive neuroscience and public health while competing on the Division I tennis team at Brown University.
Aidan Mcallister Holbrook. Aidan played 4 years of varsity baseball, 2 years of varsity basketball, and played the flute for 2 years in band. He was a high honor roll student in his last 2 years of high school and spent 4 years in Make-A-Wish Club and Asian Culture Club. Aidan began at the Meadows in 1st grade and says his favorite part about it was making friendships that will last a lifetime. He also took part in a cultural exchange program teaching English in Spain. Aidan will be attending Dominican University in Chicago next year to play baseball and pursue his dream of becoming a sports agent.
Alicia Ali Heider. Alicia started at the Meadows in her sophomore year. Her favorite memories are of Washington, D.C. and last year's college trips. While she does have many regrets involving avocados and rabbits, she is quite grateful to have met such wonderful teachers and friends at the Meadows. Alicia is looking forward to learning more about her passions for the sciences as a biology major at UNLV.
Leah Natalie Jensch. Leah joined the Meadows community in 7th grade and has spent the last 6 years making amazing memories with friends and faculty. Some of her best memories include her sophomore and junior year trips and the many away games spent with her athletic teams. Over the years, Leah participated in JV volleyball, varsity girls basketball, and varsity cheer. Leah has been an active member of her student council, and this past year was the student body vice president. Leah will be joining the Israeli Defense Force for the next 2 years and will later pursue an education and career in political science and foreign relations.
Chelsea Chemin Joe. Chelsea began her career at the Meadows in 5th grade. She's a National AP Scholar, a National Merit Commended Scholar, President of the Medicine Club, Treasurer of Key Club, Parliamentarian of National Honor Society, and founder of Silver Lining Vegas, a local cancer survivorship network. She received academic awards in AP Music Theory and Honors Chemistry, and her favorite memory of the Meadows is the time spent after school in the Common playing foosball with her friends. She thanks Mrs. Blyfus and Mr. Kempfer for cultivating her love for learning and is excited to be Darty sisters with Mrs. Shockey. She thanks her mom for supporting her through everything and for being the best mom ever. Chelsea plans to spend the next 4 years in Hanover, New Hampshire, where she will be studying computer science and neuroscience at Dartmouth College. Go Big Green.
Ariana Cara Jones. Ari is a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, and English Honor Society, earned high honors all 4 years of high school, and served for 2 years as the president of Women's Empowerment. Ari began at the Meadows in 1st grade, and her favorite high school memory is her sophomore year softball season. A 2-year softball captain, 3-year basketball captain, and 2-time basketball MVP, Ari credits playing basketball with teaching her humility, perspective, and balance, and wants to give a special thanks to Coach Whipple for her endless support and guidance. She would also like to thank Kim and Charles for always believing in her. Ari will be joining the Toreros, studying psychology in the fall at the University of San Diego.
Rais Ijaz Cambodge. Coming to the Meadows in 7th grade, Rais has gone through high school with an unbridled sense of passion and enthusiasm. A member of National Latin, Greek, and Thespian Honor Societies, as well as Vice President of National Honor Society, Rais balances academic interests with the arts, as both an actor and technician. A brimming classical scholar, Rais has served as president of the Nevada chapter of the Junior Classical League and currently serves as the organization's national vice president. And he has won over 150 classic awards throughout his time in high school. Rais's favorite high school memories include punching a hole through the roof of a ship while on the school's trip to Washington, D.C., and throwing a surprise party for Dr. Lorenzo's 50th birthday. Rais plans to continue his love of the classics when he attends Columbia University in the fall.
Heywan Emily Kong. Emily came to the Meadows School as a sophomore and thanks Mr. Hanley and all of her friends for being a great support for 3 years and helping her adjust here. She is also a member of the National Honor Society and National French Honor Society. She gained lots of new insights from her French economics, psychology, and government classes. Her best high school memories were receiving receiving a persimmon from Mr. Meddy and bananas and cookies from Mr. Berardi. Emily thanks Mr. Rosenfels for teaching her the charm of economics and plans to further her study in this field at the University of Chicago in the fall.
Julian Eric Dimitri Lara. Julian will be joining the Kingsmen of California Lutheran University in Thousand Oaks, California in the fall.
Brian Ji-hoon Lee. Brian is vice president for the Heart Club, former president of the Magic and Cardistry Club, and earned high honors in all 4 years of upper school. In his pursuit to challenge himself artistically, he played in the Meadows School Pep Band, Pit Band, and Symphonic Band, won 4 Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, and received priority ratings in the solo and ensemble music competition. Brian first attended the Meadows in 9th grade, and his favorite memory of his time here is of him cracking jokes with his friends during band rehearsals in the pit for musicals. Brian looks forward to creating new memories and learning more about his interest in communication design at Washington University in St. Louis in the Sam Fox School of Art and Design.
Sophia Logissima. From her first day as a Meadows student in her freshman year, Sophia has graced the Meadows halls and stage with a friendly smile and kind heart. She has been a member of the National French, Thespian, and Art Honor Societies and served both the French and theater clubs as an officer throughout her time here. Sophia was dedicated to the school's arts department, whether it be playing the lead in the school musical production of Mamma Mia, running tech for middle school shows, or achieving a superior at multiple thespian conferences. Because of her strong passion for languages, cultures, and geography, many of her favorite memories from the Meadows come from traveling on school trips to Italy, DC, and the junior college trip where she bonded with her friends and the place she will call home when she moves to Los Angeles to be a theater major at Chapman University.
Sarah Jordana Layla. Sarah has been at the Meadows School since beginning school and has shown continuous perseverance and improvement every year. She thanks her teachers, and especially Mrs. Larson, for never giving up on her despite the many challenges she faced. Sarah has devoted her time to volunteering at Shade Tree, the Blind Center, and Miracle League, and is looking forward to continuing to give back throughout college. Sarah plans on attending Santa Barbara City College and majoring in biological sciences. Thanks, Sarah.
Macy Claire Lit. Macy could not be with us here today, but her diploma will be mailed to her. Macy joined the Meadows School only last year and is a high honor student and a member of the Cum Laude Society. She enjoys performing on stage and leading the theater club's community outreach group. Her passion for social justice motivated her to kickstart a children's workbook website that introduces young people to social topics through engaging activities. Macy is a leader in the Las Vegas hub of the Sunrise Movement, which pushes for systemic approaches to resolving the climate crisis. She would like to give a special thanks to Mrs. Rao for inspiring her to study psychology, which she will be pursuing at the University of California, San Diego next fall.
Kiara Julie Larico Rapa. Kiara has attended the Meadows since 6th grade and has been on the high honor roll every semester during her time here. Kiara's biggest challenge was combining the demands of school, including varsity basketball and volleyball, and leading a club, while also being a competitive skier on the weekends on the California Mammoth race team. Nonetheless, Kiara has pursued 12 APs with a score of 5 on 5 of the 8 known results thus far. Kiara is eager to find her passion as part of the Glynn Honors Program at Notre Dame University.
Jake William Meng. Jake, a super lifer, is a National Merit Scholarship winner, a National AP Scholar, and a U.S. Presidential Scholar semifinalist. His favorite high school memory is when he barely made it out of an escape room with Mr. Gordon's advisory during Freshman Fun Week. Jake is a nationally ranked fencer, qualifying to compete at 5 Junior Olympics. He credits fencing for teaching him to cherish each moment and appreciate everything he has. Jake is looking forward to walking on the fencing team at the University of Pennsylvania and competing in the NCAA and Ivy League conferences. He plans on studying economics and sociology on the business and law track.
Congratulations. Adam Daniel Meddy. Adam's diploma will be presented to him by his father, upper school math teacher and persimmon aficionado Mohammed Meddy, and special guest Justin Blau. Adam says that he is a good student and an okay athlete. He fondly recalls working with Chelsea Joe in a science competition wherein they created a video about Saul Khan from Khan Academy. Armed with Chelsea's deft edits and Japanese subtitles, the video won $700. The 2020 Southern Nevada Wrestling Champion for the 138-pound weight division, Adam will schlep his hunger for challenge and knowledge to Dartmouth College, where he will study computer science and biological engineering.
Isabella K Monroe. Bella earned high honors all 4 years of upper school, is a member of the National Honor Society, National French Honor Society, co-captain of the girls' varsity tennis team, and president of the Heart Club and Make-A-Wish Club. Bella started at the Meadows in first grade, and her favorite high school memory is the college trip to Boston her junior year when she went to get sushi with Mr. K and Senor Clement. Bella is excited to explore the Boston area and study psychology as she goes on to join the Eagles at Boston College.
Ella Payton Moscow. Moving from Toronto, Canada, Ella started her journey at the Meadows in the 7th grade. Some of her favorite memories are playing varsity volleyball, going to the Celtics game with Senor Clement and some friends in Boston. We won't mention that. Watching her friends play in sports competitions and being involved in student council for 4 years. Ella wants to thank her teachers and friends for making her high school experience so amazing. And give a huge shout out to her parents for being her biggest supporters and best friends. I'm not done yet, hang on. She wants to get off the stage so badly and fix this mortarboard, but you just stand there, girl, it's okay, we're almost there. Ella is excited to continue her education at the University of San Diego. There you go. Just take it off, it's okay.
Alexis Jade Peltzer Harding. Alexis is the co-captain of the softball team, playing the sport since she was 7 years old. Alexis transferred to the Meadows for her sophomore year, and her favorite things she got out of the school are the friends she made. A moment that she recalls fondly is the first league game of her softball season during her sophomore year. The team had run-ruled Lake Mead, a team they hadn't beaten in 4 years, and the team bond they had since then gave her a new love for the game. Alexis looks forward to a lifetime of adventures and spontaneity, and she hopes to experience as much of the world as possible when she heads off to the University of Nevada, Reno.
Nicholas Carlos Pereira. As a super lifer here at the Meadows School, Nick has developed a passion for English and philosophy throughout his time here. He played tennis for 3 years, and some of his other favorite high school memories are of going to Denny's with his friends and working out with Kiana in the weight room. Nick is going to the University of San Diego to study architecture. Congratulations, Nick.
Jack William Dennis Rowland. Jack began his career at the Meadows in the freshman year. Rather than write a biography about himself, Jack wanted to dedicate this to express his gratitude to others for the experience he has had in the United States since he moved here from Australia when he was 11 years old. Jack wants to thank his family for being his most treasured supporters, paying for his ability to live in the U.S. and receive an education. He wants to thank his peers, mentors, friends, and teachers for turning him into a person his family respects. Most importantly, Mrs. Rowell permitted Jack to learn psychology, a subject he adores, and he wanted her to understand that he will be indebted to her for the rest of his life. May she rest in peace. Jack plans to continue his passion for the sciences as a human sciences major at Macquarie University in Sydney, Australia.
Nebiyu Elias Samuel. Nebi began his career here at the Meadows in the beginning school, and his favorite memory is winning the Super Smash Bros. Tournament. While he believes that success is important, he knows that the failures in his life have helped him grow more than anything else. During his time in high school, he pursued his interest in the sciences. He will continue to pursue those interests as he heads off to Harvey Mudd College to study mechanical engineering.
Nuna Bema Sarfo. Nuna is a CEO, artist, investor, equestrian, a member of the upper school band, honor student, and winner of the Entrepreneur 2018 competition here at the Meadows School. Nuna began here in Mrs. Applegee's third grade class. An advocate in social justice and political theory, Nuna devoted countless hours serving the underrepresented community of Las Vegas at the rescue mission, made strides within the equestrian community discussing the issues of the lack of diversity within the sport, and helped her father provide medical aid to his former village in Ghana. Nuna is looking forward to educating herself more on the world, continuing her journey on social activism, and also exploring more of her entrepreneurial passions when she attends the Marshall School of Business at the University of Southern California.
Congratulations, Nana. Hold that railing. Biro Shin. Biro is a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, Art Honor Society, and the Cum Laude Society. Biro has earned academic awards in math, computer science, art, and biology. He has also been part of the bowling team throughout high school, winning the Coaches Award and placing 5th in state individuals as a junior. Biro is also the champion of the school foosball tournament. Yeah, Biro. Biro is excited to study game design at the University of Utah in the fall.
Isis Alonja Smith. Isis is a member of the National Honor Society, National Spanish Honor Society, and is the president of Creative Writing Club, secretary of Key Club, and participated in varsity basketball and cheer. Isis began her career at the Meadows in first grade, and her favorite memories at the Meadows include eating lunch in the debate room, playing Kahoot in 10th grade English class, and going on overnight road trips for basketball games. Isis is looking forward to getting to study business marketing in college, experiencing life in LA, and meeting new people when she joins the Lions of Loyola Marymount University.
Sneha Sridhar. Sneha has attended the Meadows School since 6th grade and will always cherish the memories she has made here. While earning academic and national merit awards and leading multiple clubs has been rewarding, the endless laughs at lunch, in her AP Calc class, and in her car with her friends have made it all worthwhile. Sneha would like to thank Rebecca Shearer and the Adishak family for their endless support these last 7 years, and for the next 4 at NYU, where she will be studying global public health.
Allison Kalia Stewart. Allison came to the Meadows her freshman year. She exhibited hard work and determination throughout her Meadows career, receiving numerous accolades, including the Sportsmanship Player of the Year, All-Around MVP for varsity soccer, and Special Teams MVP for varsity football. With dedication and effort, Allison reached for every opportunity, experiencing many different leadership roles as captain and athletic committee chair, all while finding new friends and family. Allison is proud of her accomplishments and hopes to achieve more in her future. A member of National Honor Society and the National Spanish Honor Society, she thanks her coaches, teachers, friends, and family for supporting her and making her everything that she is today. Allison plans to continue her path next year as a biology major at the University of Nevada, Reno.
Alice Lan Sun. Alice first began her journey at the Meadows School in 9th grade. A member of multiple academic societies such as cum laude, she has earned numerous academic achievements throughout her high school career, including being recognized as a National Merit semifinalist. A student of many interests ranging from the sciences to the arts, Alice co-founded the Science Olympiad Club and earned a silver medal at the state competition, and has also served as the historian of Key Club. She's also been a member of the tennis team since her freshman year, which she believes taught her the value of self-improvement and teamwork. Alice thanks her teachers for inspiring her to do her best and to learn for the sake of learning. Continuing her passion for healthcare and meeting new people, Alice will be pursuing health sciences at Rice University in the fall.
Cambry Mylene Yachio Cruz Takakuma.
There it is.
Cambry is a member of the Make-A-Wish Club, Asian Culture Club, and earned high honors all 4 years of upper school. Cambry is a lifer, beginning at the Meadows in kindergarten. Her favorite memory of the Meadows is the time she spent with her friends on the school bus on their way to away games. Cambry credits playing basketball and cheerleading for teaching her about the importance of teamwork and communication. Her best classroom memories occurred in Latin class, which she began taking in 8th grade. Cambry is looking forward to meeting new people, growing as a person in a new environment, and learning more about what the future holds when she joins the Wolf Pack of the University of Nevada, Reno.
Congratulations, Cassandra Maria Thanos. Cassandra, a student at the Meadows School since 2017, has thrived both academically and artistically throughout her high school career. She is an active member of the Cum Laude Society and the National English Honor Society, among many others. She is an accomplished harpist and is currently pursuing a future in the film industry. She has earned 2 Superior Ribbons from the Nevada Thespian Competition for her films and was a nominee for the All-American High School Film Festival. Cassandra will be continuing her educational journey at Chapman University with plans to major in screenwriting. Congratulations.
Avery Leslie Thomas. Here since beginning school, Avery is a super lifer who has created countless memories over his years at the Meadows School. Some of his favorite memories were getting his glasses accidentally sat on by a friend in lower school,
Don't leave yet.
conquering his fear of heights during a school trip, and meeting his best friend, Tyler, in beginning school. Avery will be pursuing his passion for problem solving this fall as a computer science or electrical engineering major at the University of San Diego.
Lauren Elizabeth Tsuchiyama. Lauren is a member of the National Honor Society, National Latin Honor Society, Cum Laude Society, and earned high honors all 4 years of upper school. She began her career at the Meadows in preschool and is a super lifer. Her favorite memory of the Meadows is of the time spent during lunch with her friends and music class in lower school. Lauren plans to continue her journey next year as an accounting and business administration major at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles at the Marshall School of Business.
Angel Ann Althea Ventura. Angel began her career at the Meadows in 5th grade, and one of her favorite memories happened recently when the seniors went down to the lower school to play with the kindergartners. She feels as if she has come full circle, saying goodbye to her Meadows career where she started it. She is grateful for having the opportunity to be editor of the yearbook this year, and she hopes that it has left an impact on all of the seniors here today. Angel is sad to see her friends leave, but is looking forward to growing more as a person as she stays in Las Vegas to attend UNLV. Finally, she would like to thank her family and friends for being the anchor she needed during her time at the Meadows.
Jack Edward Weckerly Healy. Jack is a member of the varsity quiz team and a former member of the varsity soccer team. He began his time at the Meadows in the 9th grade, and his favorite classroom memory is the shenanigans his friends take part in. He also has enjoyed his time learning from the great teachers at the Meadows School. Jack's biggest inspirations are his family, as well as Mr. Handley and Mr. Mysick. Jack is interested in mathematics and software engineering and will be attending the University of California, Irvine as a mathematics major. Congratulations.
Alexis Ann Yeager. Lexi is a super lifer of the Meadows School, and her favorite memories are playing rock band with friends after homecoming and freezing on the college trip to Boston. She is most proud of winning 2 national debate tournaments and maintaining a 4.0 GPA throughout high school. Lexi also devoted a lot of time to leading the National Honor Society, Honor Code Committee, and cheer team. She would like to thank her teachers, especially Mr. Gordon, and her family for being so supportive. Lexi looks forward to exploring her interests in philosophy and law at the University of Virginia as a Jefferson Scholar.
Congratulations, Lexi.
So while we wait for Lexi to rejoin her class, don't hurry, you're fine. I just wanted to say, just take a moment. There's been a lot of gratitude expressed today. I would like to just take a second to express my own gratitude to the parents of these young people. They've been through a lot this year. The school's been through a lot this year, but your support has meant everything. Graduates and faculty, will you please join me in thanking the parents of the class of 20 and 21? Well, here we go. Graduates, please rise. You may now move your tassels from the right to the left. Let's hear it. Hold on a second. Ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, faculty, members of the Meadows School Board of Trustees, these graduates have satisfied all the requirements for graduation from the Meadows School. It is therefore my privilege to present to you the Meadows School class of 2021.